Original post, April 10, 2024. I 20 male, and my girlfriend 25 female, have been dating since I was 18. I felt a connection with her and she was my first ever girlfriend, my first time and first everything. Our sex life was amazing and I wouldn't have traded her for anything. But a few months ago, I went to this birthday party for a friend. She was just turning 22 and my girlfriend was busy, and she couldn't make it. But somehow an image of me hugging the birthday girl, and mind you my friend is lesbian, it's like my girlfriend forgot, and videos of me giving her a piggyback ride to her cake made its way to my girlfriend. When I got home, she immediately confronted me and asked if I did anything. I said no and practically told her what I did and pointed out I'd texted her throughout the night I was out and the fact that my friend is lesbian. But it still wasn't enough, and she left me. To say the least I was heartbroken, smoked some, and hung out with a few buddies of mine to cheer myself up and it worked a little, but 2 months later she contacted me and realized she was wrong and wanted to get back together but I declined. She's calling me a bunch of names, saying it was a mistake, and has also confessed that she slept with someone the next night after breaking it off with me and offered to even give me a free pass to sleep with someone else and that she's sorry, and now I'm sitting and wondering if I'm the asshole for not taking her back. Top comments. Comment 1, she left to sleep with that other guy. Her reasoning was BS and she knew it. Now the new guy doesn't want her. Now she wants to come back to her safe guy. Don't take her back, she is not good for you. The names she's calling you are because she feels entitled to you, to your support and help. She deserves what she has now, nothing and no one. Let her rebuild her life alone while you move on to bigger and better things. Comment 2, don't. She started this drama by accusing you of cheating, she escalated this drama by breaking up, then she capped it off by sleeping with someone else. Now she is regretting her mistakes. What happens once is more likely to happen again. Move on with your life. Not the asshole. Comment 3, she showed you who she is, believe her. She doesn't need evidence to find you guilty of betrayal. And she showed your relationship wasn't that important to her by jumping straight to a rebound hookup. This behavior won't be confined to this one incident, or even to just suspicion around your fidelity. Not the asshole. Leave her in the past where she belongs. She might have been the older one in your relationship, but it sounds like you have her beat for emotional intelligence. Update 1, April 10, 2024, 10 hours later. It's been about 7 hours since I made that post. I haven't been able to sleep because Reddit was practically blowing my phone up with notifications and my ex is still trying to win me back. I got a few messages asking when me and her met and even blaming me and accusing me of not saying the full story or giving her a reason to think I was, so I'm here to clear the air a bit. Just a few hours ago after my Reddit post, my now ex-girlfriend also confessed to me she has been texting this guy since I was 19 but the day after she broke up with me, they instantly got together. I actually know the guy pretty well and to be honest, he is an ass. He used to bully me as a freshman in high school and he was a senior, mostly made insults about my weight, and he reached out to her, and they got to talking. But then he cheated on her with another girl and admitted he sent those photos to her, just to stir up some stuff and get her to break up with me. Not going to lie, finding this out I wanted to beat this guy's ass, but I decided to be the bigger person. She's been begging for hours, and I have just gotten around to blocking her, giving me a moment of peace. Regarding on how me and my girlfriend met, I might have or might have not snuck into a party where alcohol was present. She approached me first and I was honest about my age being 17 at the time, but we still chatted, became friends and eventually started dating a few months after I turned 18 because she and I had common interests and she was cute so I shot my shot. We started sleeping together on the third date and the rest is history after that, but during our dating period I've never hit on another girl, or cheated and even shared my social media passwords with my girlfriend to further prove my loyalty like she wanted and I got to see hers but I never really looked because I trusted her. But now that I blocked her, I'm going to continue to heal and maybe later use that free pass like the comments suggested with unlimited usage. Thanks for all your advice. I might update this but if I don't thank you for all your advice. Relevant comments. Comment 1, so, let me get this straight. She was entertaining this other guy for an extended period of time while you were together. She accused you of cheating with someone she knew was a lesbian and broke up with you for it. She basically left you and immediately got together with and slept with him, and would likely still be with him if he hadn't cheated on her with someone else. This other guy is an asshole you strongly dislike. Any one of these would be reason enough to cut her off. Sleeping with someone you know is a scumbag is enough reason to cut her off. Dumping you, especially over such a stupid and obviously fake reason, is a reason to cut her off. Her spending so much time obviously setting up her next guy while she was with you is reason to cut her off. I'm not seeing any reason to take her back, though. No reason to fight this guy over her, either. She's clearly not worth it. You're better off without her in your life. Story 2. I have been married to my husband for 20 years, noticed condoms missing from his stash. How do I confront him? Original post, March 30, 2024. I 40 female, have been married to my hubby 44 male, for 20 years, together for 25 years. He left on a trip with our eldest daughter 21, to his home country, while I stayed home due to work and school obligations. They are due to come home in a few days, but my daughter flies in 2 days before her dad. Out of a feeling I checked my husband's toiletry bag the night before he left to see if he packed any condoms. He didn't. Then I checked the stash and there were exactly 10, same as I last checked a while back. The next day I left to work while he was still packing. When I came back, he was done and I took them both to the airport. Yesterday I thought to check the condom stash again and lo and behold there were only 5. My first thought was to confront him over the phone, and I almost did, but my daughter and his aunt were in his vicinity when I called, so I hung up instead. He sensed I had an issue because I said I wanted to ask him something to call me when he was alone. He didn't call back at all, not even to say goodnight. He didn't call me until the next evening while other people were around. We only use condoms when I have an issue with my birth control and have not been consistent, which was a few years back, so I thought that stash was old and not replenished. I'm now wondering, is he replenishing the stash with new ones? He must be intending to cheat on me if he is prepared. In all of our years together he has never been found to be unfaithful, although I had my doubts many years ago. I have always been faithful to him. What should I do to confront him without him hanging up on me, or gaslighting me? I want to see his facial expression on FaceTime. Or do I confront him when he gets home? Will confronting him now likely prevent him from cheating on me, especially those 2 days when my daughter flies back home and he stays? The damage is already done though. How should I confront my husband about this? TLDR, my husband of 20 years went on a trip out of the country while I stayed home and I noticed condoms missing from the stash. How do I confront him? Relevant comments. Comment 1, no chance your daughter might be the culprit. OP, she wouldn't dare go through his stuff that is well put away. Plus, he was there all day. She is also into girls. Comment 2, if I were going to cheat, I'd have the sense to buy condoms at my destination, or even in the airport shops. You guys have been married 20 years. Why are you even still using condoms? He should just get snipped and be done with it. OP, he refuses to snip but is sure to keep me on my toes with the birth control so that we don't have any more surprise babies. I have asked him to snip cause the research I did showed that it was much safer than women undergoing procedures. I sometimes think he has a just in case I remarry and may want kids in the future mentality. The question about why I check had me thinking, I know right, why do I feel the need to check? Thinking about it, I'm not sure I feel comfortable with him having a stash of condoms. If we ever needed it, which is rare, why can't we just go buy it? I'm just realizing that those condoms lying around had me insecure but also gave me a sense of security by making sure they were all there. Now that is all shattered and he's a damn fool, because he had no idea I was checking them. He probably was nervous about buying in his country because my daughter was around. But he definitely wanted to make sure he was protected. But if those really were the old condoms, was he intending to use crusty old condoms? I can't find the expiration date on the 5 left here, because they are out of the box. Why don't they have the date right on the wrapper? Also, when we were younger and newly married, I started driving his car, which he bought while we were together. While I was vacuuming, I saw a small piece of cardboard sticking out from under the console. When I lifted the console a bit to pull it out, I realized that it was a small box of 3 condoms. All condoms were in the box. When I approached him about it, at first, he denied they were his, but then said that they were giving them out on his college campus, and he just mindlessly stashed them there, or something to that effect. I never trusted that story, but since all the condoms were there, I moved on. Yeah, so, I guess that's where my condom insecurity started. Comment 3, how many kids do you guys have? OP, just 2. The girls are 12 years apart. For my first daughter, I was not on birth control consistently, and I had my second when I came off of birth control for about a month because of the side effects. I got pregnant shortly after that. We never seriously considered a third. I sometimes had baby fever, and wanted to have at least one planned baby. He was an adamant no. We were on with our time-consuming careers, so agreed to not have any more children. He has always been a good dad and an attentive husband for the most part. We basically grew up together, and have seen many phases of our growth as we matured. Still, the comments in this post are helping me see that I am not as secure in my relationship as I thought I was. Comment 4, Have you considered getting your daughter involved? OP, I won't get my daughter involved. He actually went on this trip because my daughter planned to go on her own for the first time ever. He didn't feel she would be safe on her own even though other family would be there. He didn't want to put the burden on them to keep watch over her. He tried to convince his mom to go with her, but she refused, so he went. The extra days were because he decided to go last minute and couldn't get her same flight back home as it was booked. The most cost-efficient flight he found was days later. I don't think he had other motives as he didn't want to go in the first place, but went for her sake because there was no telling my adult daughter no. However, I think he may have gotten the mentality, when in Rome, or what happens in Vegas. In other words, he may be an opportunist who is down for whatever and comes prepared, just in case. Typing that makes me sick. Update 1, April 5, 2024. After some advice, I decided to confront him in person when he got home. However, in one FaceTime conversation, he asked me why I don't seem like I miss him. I let on that I was upset because something was missing from the home. He shrugged it off, and then hung up. We didn't talk about it again. He came home and at first, I acted normal, then I confronted him when the time was right. I asked him why there were condoms missing from his stash. He acted like he had no idea what I was talking about, then gaslit me for an hour and a half. I went through all his bags, which he hadn't unpacked, and found nothing. Mind you, he doesn't let me go through his stuff, so I found it odd that he let me check everything. He had this weird smirk on his face that he was trying to hide and kept persisting in trying to hug me. Then he turned it on me saying that I always try to start things about everything, that I didn't miss him, but he missed me. I didn't want anything to do with his touch and pressured hugs. He told me to drop it, he doesn't want to talk about it. I told him he just wanted me to sweep it under the rug. I told him that I realized that is how he has gotten away with things I confronted him with in the past, but never had full proof. Well, I'm not a little kid anymore. Then he said I know what's going on. I said I need to hear the truth from him. Finally, I convinced him that the only way we could resolve it is with honesty. With that jokey tone and smirk, he asked if I will drop it and just hug him if he tells me the truth. I reiterated that the only way we can ever get past this is with honesty. He finally admitted that he took them with him. He tried to give ABS excuse that his bags are always packed with them. I shut that down with the fact that they came directly from his stash that was in another bag, left home. Then he tried to say it was instinctive. I called him out on that BS and asked where the heck are they now. He said he threw them out in the hotel because he panicked after I implied on a phone call with him that the reason I'm not acting like I miss him is because I'm mad that I noticed something missing from our home. He said he didn't want to get caught with them so trashed them. I said he used them. He asked when did he have time? I asked when did he think he would have time? I pointed out that he was thinking he's slick, but he got caught and could have just bought them over there. Then he pointed out that they were old, and we don't even need to have them because we don't use them. So I said, they are probably not as old as you say, you probably replenish them cause why would you want to use old condoms with a random stranger? What's the point? I also opened one right in front of him, and it felt fresh and lubricated. I wonder how long he has been doing this for. Now that I think about it, there were 10 before he left, but a while back when I checked before, he was traveling out of state without me, I think there were 12. But I wrote that number in the back of a mirror which I no longer have. The number 10 I wrote in a notebook so that I remember and couldn't be gaslit. I want to leave, but don't want to go to family. I'm considering a hotel, but I would have to wait until he leaves the house first. I want to be strong and let him know this is not a joke to me. I don't support infidelity. I also don't want the kids to know what's going on right now. Trust was obviously gone for me for a while. Can I ever gain that back? TLDR, I 40 female, confronted my husband 44 male, of 20 years about some missing condoms, and he gaslit me, then asked me to just drop the subject and act like everything is okay. Relevant comments. Comment 1, he's probably cheating or looking too. But it sounds like you don't even like each other. Just divorce. OP, we have a good time together and have a long history. I would say I love him and thought he did me, but maybe not. Maybe this is just a convenient marriage, and one for the kids. Comment 2, it was instinctive, for him to pack condoms when he travels without you. You've been married for 20 years. Together since high school. When exactly did he develop this instinct when it wouldn't be cheating? How does packing condoms become instinctive if your wife is on birth control? Like that's not something that can become muscle memory. Also, how stupid do you have to be to not buy them at your destination, like if you don't want to buy them at the airport because your daughter might suspect something? I understand that, but if you're going to be a bad person you can't also be a stupid person. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.